Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and like always, thank you so much for your support. So Fighter is one of my favorite classes alongside Warlock, and something that I've been wanting to do for a while now is a little bit of a serial to hero type of series. I follow a bunch of them on YouTube and they all seem very fun, and I get very invested. So I kind of wanted to make my own, and it's perfect because I also wanted to test something out. One of the big changes that happened in patch 1.0 is that lanterns now actually give you movement speed increase instead of a penalty. So I wanted to combo that with dual wield while also wearing some swift and defense mastery, also projectile reduction or resistance. So we move a little bit faster. We can still equip plate armor, not get bogged down by having to use Slayer, which we lose a lot of defenses that way. Yeah, the extra movement speed that we're going to get out of this should be pretty good. But without further ado, let's actually jump into a game and test this out and see how far we can take this character. Alright, perfect. So immediately I see that we are in one of the new map mods or map iterations for the Goblin Caves, and we actually spawn right next to the giant centipede. So that is my first objective here, is trying to kill that, see if we can get some rings or some amulets, and kind of scale up our progression a little bit. Alright, so I do hear a couple of footsteps or something being aggroed above us, and I know that in the giant centipede room there is a drop down from the level above, so usually I try to play a little bit safer here and just be very aware that if somebody does drop on me, I want to have this room clear so I can take the fight over here and not be tied in there with aggro of the centipede and then also fighting somebody else. So that's normally why I like to clear the room before the centipede. Now I immediately see this player in front of us and I start rushing him, and guys, this is the mistake that you should not make. If you hear footsteps around you, stop looting and pay attention, look at your surroundings. He got a little bit greedy and kept looting, and ultimately his loot became mine. I realized that this is a lot of loot and I'm half HP. Something that I try to avoid at all costs is looting while I'm not at full HP, just in case you have to get into another fight, you don't find yourself at a disadvantage. So I do pop second win there. I do know that there is a portal right in front of us, so that's going to be our extraction. And I also want to see if this other fighter had any gear that I can pick up. And that is exactly how you want to start a zero to hero adventure or run, coming out absolutely juiced, so you can invest in a little bit better gear. We do end up making 156 gold off of our first run, and let's see if we can find any good gear. Ideally, the things that you want to look for are the strength glove and the heavy non-plate legs, the leather ones that also give you strength. You kind of want to stack strength and try to minimize your movement speed penalties, at least with this iteration of the fighter build, just so you can stay on top of your opponents very, very effectively, and still have some decent level of damage mitigation. So here I'm in between two different pairs of riveted gloves. Unfortunately, the rolls on either of them aren't great, so I do just opt for the cheaper version just to get some movement speed back from my gloves and also get a little bit of strength. So we do decide to pick up these for 30 gold. Then check the rest of the vendors. Didn't really find anything that I wanted to pick up, so we're going straight into game 2. Alright, so right here I hear multiple sets of footsteps on both sides of me, so decide to push one of them, and we get into this skirmish here. Unfortunately, it doesn't really have anything and goes down in one hit. We have another player behind us, but I really hate going down into that pit, so decide not to even bother and it is a barb, so we all know how scary barbs can be. So decide to just move on and try to loot another room and not even deal with that. Rookie mistake there, and totally forget about the trap that I knew was there. So decide to heal up a little bit. You always want to be at 100% HP in case you have to take a fight and you don't start at a disadvantage. And lucky us, we finally find a falchion, and the combo is complete. We have a lantern, we have a falchion, and I think at this point we're basically unbeatable. Here again we got the first map iteration, and I want to try to make my way into the giant centipede and see if we can kill it. I always love trying to go for them because you can always get some really good pendants and rings that will definitely help you scale your character up a little bit. Alright, so we start hearing the footsteps that we were hearing earlier when we were in the other room, and now I'm starting to think that they're under me and might have already done the centipede. And now it sounds like multiple sets of footsteps, so we're a little bit more worried, but luckily we have this extraction portal right here. Try to peek down to see if I see anything, don't really see nothing, and then I hear the footsteps coming up. So I see the guy pop my sprint, try to rush,
we got a ranger.
but it looks like they're teaming, so I decide I'm pretty loaded at this point, don't really want to risk this, so we extract there. And after everything is said and done and we saw everything we had, we end up walking with 85 gold out of that run. So pretty successful run. We are starting to get a little bit of cash under our belt, and slowly we'll start looking for better pieces of gear that will meet our two criterias of moving faster but also having some pretty good damage mitigation, and end up picking up some more bandages here, and find that we want to get a little bit more tanky, so decide to pick up a plate body here of some kind, and we end up going with a dark plate. And perfect, so we jump straight into game number 3, the last and final game of this episode. Do see a warlock here, decide to inspect them, and spoiler alert. Alright, so again, my main goal with these Goblin Caves is to try to make it to the Giant Centipede, just because I feel like they are a very, very easy source of gold, especially early on. If it's a ring or an amulet that's pretty good rolls and your character isn't going to use, you can always sell it for some good gold. And honestly, they are very easy. All you do is just move around. The newest mechanic they got is that poison, which actually does do a bit of damage, as you'll see here. Spoiler alert, I did end up stepping in it, and takes quite a bit. Then I also see that the gas is coming, or the locust is coming, so decide to actually pop my second wing just to stay at a healthy life total, and also decide to kite the centipede a little bit back over here away from all those pools of poison, because it does get a little bit hectic if you don't have the ability to maneuver around it. Alright, so I see that this path has already been looted, and I'm trying to get into a little bit more PvP action, and like I said, spoiler alert, this guy looks familiar from the lobby. Luckily he uses his blow corruption and misses there, so it's a little bit more of an even fight because I don't have my second wind. I got pretty lucky dodging that last blow there, but now we have the skeleton mage to worry about. So decide to retreat and see if I can lure the fireball and have him find his demise. And we succeed. So now we are in a very, very good place. We'll loot this up, we'll loot the warlock, and we did see a portal there to our left. So we are in a pretty good healthy place here. Let's just heal up, not get greedy, and should be good to go. Decide to heal up with the extra potions and healing that we just found and see if we can kill the second giant centipede here and try to make it out with a double centipede kill. And after all is said and done, we end up walking away with 76 gold and a pretty good amulet that we do end up using here for the next couple of runs, which would probably come out in another video. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe so you can follow with this series. And please leave a comment in case you want to see anything else. Thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of your day.